Assalamualaikum, we are from Group 3. We'll be presenting OEL 1 proposal on solid liquid extraction of motherwort. First of all, for the problem statement, as we know, succinate extraction is one of the chemical oil extraction techniques was found to be very effective because of high oil and consistent performance. Agitation of the solvent increases the eddy diffusion and therefore increases the transfer of materials from the surface to the particles. When the solvent type and temperature being maintained, the extraction time will be the parameters that mainly affect the process. Therefore, this study will measure the optimum extraction time needed to obtain the desired yield of extracted oil. There are three objectives need to achieve at the end of the experiment. Firstly, to extract and measure the yield of oil extracted from motherwort, which is Leonorus cardiaca. Second, to study the effects of extraction time on the extracted oil from motherwort. And lastly, to plot the graph of extracted oil concentration against extraction time. Next, the variables of the experiment. The manipulated variable is extraction time, while dependent variable is yield of extraction oil. Lastly, the control variable is type of solvent used, which is methanol, and the extraction temperature.
For the experimental procedures, I will start with the sampling part, where the herbal lineary was bought in a local market and then the sample were processed in a grinder and was sieved until the samples with particle size smaller than 150 micrometer were obtained, and then the raw herb powder with particles less than 150 micrometer was packed and kept in the refrigerator for further usage. Next is Soxhlet's extraction and percentage extraction determinations. These Soxhlet's extraction tests were conducted with time periods of 6 hours, 9 hours, and 12 hours. 3 grams of dried and crushed herbal lineary were put in a Soxhlet apparatus and extract within the time periods with 350 ml of the appropriate solvent. Methanol solvent were used, and the ratio of herbal lineary to solvent was about 1/117. The yield of crude extract is used to represent the results. And then the Soxhlet experiment were conducted in triplicate for statistical analysis.
This table shows how the data should be tabulated with different extraction time, which are 6, 9, and 12 hours. To maximize the accuracy, we will have 3 replications and took the average mass yield for each time. Conventional Soxhlet extraction has been the most used extraction technique worldwide for a number of decades and being used as an efficiency reference. On the other hand, this is our expected result, where the mass yield of extraction will increase by the time. The total weight of extract is assumed to be representative of the yield of herbal lineary oil. Therefore, our hypothesis will be mass yield of extraction will increase with time.
Next, I will be presenting on the safety precaution for handling methanol according to material safety data sheet. The first one, it is advisable to keep the methanol away from flames, heat, hot surface and ignition sources or sparks. Work under a chemical fume hood and adequate ventilation. Take off contaminated clothing immediately and wash off with soap and water before use. Wash hands and other exposed area with mild soap and water before leaving the lab, as well as not to discharge the methanol waste into the drain. And the personal protective equipment PPE suggested are safety glasses, protective clothing, gloves, and also face shield. That's all from Group 3.